Hey, I'm Nicholas Prom,
I'm Chase.
And I'm Dylan.
and you're watching Posers Must Die. Hey, fellas, how we doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, okay, all right. That's something. Uh, uh, so some shows were attended this week. Uh, First off, Chase and I went and saw Exodus on Wednesday. What was that? December 4th. A day that will live in heavy metal kickassery. Uh, we had a great time at the Exodus show. How about that? Um, Chase, you go.
Good times were had by all, except for maybe the vocalist to Candy. I had a hard time hearing him through the monitor. I'm not sure if he had like high screams or if I had my uh, earplugs pushed in too far or something, but I could not hear him, and I felt bad for him.
He was
But other than
audible.
that,
Oh,
oh,
sorry.
was
He was
oh no, I was gonna say
audible, but kind of quiet. We're
okay, okay. But yeah, other than that, they did their set was good, very well received. Dead Heat. I'm gonna uh, say my high energy line here. They were definitely the bounciest, rushing aroundest band of the night. Uh, Good shit from them. Havoc, great as always. I got to hear Afterburner, so smile from ear to ear until Exodus took the stage, most certainly. What about you, Nick? What about the openers for you?
let's see. Yeah, Candy. I was confused because I didn't know what Candy or Dead Heat looked like, and Candy started playing. I thought Dead Heat was going to be up first, and I was like, wait, this doesn't sound like the. Oh, it's because they did the switcheroo. But yeah, I did not really see people getting into them. They were definitely the odd men out on this bill. I mean, it's like modern hardcore, so people who are into like Knock Loose would like this, but like the thrash metal crowd didn't really. No one was throwing shit, but they were not like received warmly. There's a few guys who are like, but at least from my observance. But Dead Heat, man, yeah, people were really moving. I've been enjoying their stuff, and I thought they were cool. I thought they were a cool band. Um, I'd been looking forward to seeing them, and they were neat. Havoc, great. Finally got to see Havoc, uh, and yeah, they were excellent. Even though uh, the vocalist like kept trying to make a joke about like Oregon, but
Yeah.
says Oregon, which it's for anyone who doesn't live in the state of Oregon. We don't say Oregon unless we are being ironic and making fun of you, the person who says Oregon. Okay, so yeah, and I get it. If you're not from there and you're just in school, you're learning the state capitals or whatever. Yeah, you're probably gonna say Oregon, but that's not how we say it. It's Oregon. So that was your geography pronunciation lesson for the day, folks. But Exodus ruled. Uh, Such an awesome time. Um, Exodus is always great. I only wish, honestly, I wish this had been at like the Bossa Nova or the Twilight or the Roseland, a place with a bigger, more open floor. Because a sold out show at Hawthorne, you're packed like sardines. There's no room to do a circle pit, man. And damn it,
Yep.
those pits that are like, oh, I'm just a pinball in like a tightly packed
Yeah.
crowd. Those are garbage. That's a garbage pit, man. Uh,
A thousand
uh,
percent. 1,000% agree. Yeah.
yeah. So and nothing against like the venue and like still had an awesome time with Exodus, but yeah, like uh, I I I I need room to run, man. I was born to run. Uh, and So yeah, that's my only like thing. It's like no, I don't want to be packed in like sardines at a thrash show because I actually want to be able to thrash. Um,
You
but
got the toxic waltz.
we did, and so yeah, Exodus was great. a little point of pride. So before the show, I ran into. I was talking with Mark, who was recently a guest on the show. Mark DeVito, who's he grew up in the Bay Area, is an artist. We've covered that. But Mark introduced me to Gary Holt's guitar tech, Steve, and gave him one of our buttons, and he asked if I had one for Gary. I said, I'll put it on Gary's vest. And lo and behold, Gary Holt wore a Posers Must Die button on stage.
Oh.
So that was awesome. That's just a little, we like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that felt really great. That's a fun thing. I hope that stays on the vest. What?
Oh, good. Yeah.
I wanted to ask, I heard Toxic Waltz mentioned. Did you guys get any other classics out of Exodus?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was pretty much an all classic set. I mean, there was I think they played 3 songs from their most recent album. They played 1 from the Rob Dukes era, and then everything else was there was 3 songs.
Disaster.
Fabulous Disaster and Pleasures of the Flesh and Bonded by Blood, mostly. And also Tempo of the Damned. I don't know why Impact is Imminent kind of gets passed over. Great record. Love that one.
Yeah.
The one where they're in the car, man. Which is what so many people refer to it as that. And it's it's not just the one. It is not just the one. Yeah. It's not just the one where they're in the car, man. It's a really good album. But anyway, but yeah, it was great. Great time. Exodus always kills. So we had a really good night.
Super great.
Yeah.
Super great.
Yes. And then Saturday, I went and saw our boys Atomic Terror play with Battle Cattle, Versapole, and Violent Insurrection at the High Watermark. I showed up. I was running a little late. I showed up a few minutes after Battle Cattle started, and I walked into a circle pit. I'm like, yes. So pretty a decent attendance. There's probably 50 people, to be honest. I guess there was a big death metal show at the Twilight that I didn't even know about, but this was great. Pit going most of the show. First time seeing Versapole, Violent Insurrection, and Battle Cattle, but this was an all thrash show, and it was really the energy level was really good, and people were really into it, and it was a good time. Met a bunch of cool cats that I hadn't met before. Versapole and Violent Insurrection are both Washington bands. This was Violent Insurrection's first show outside of Washington State, But it was a cool time. Really fun show. Shout out to Andrew Gedden, buddy, who was there. It was this was fun. This was a good time.
Nice.
Yeah, let me see one of my notes here. What do we have? I think it's a perfectly fine time. It's too bad you guys weren't there. It was fun.
I'm sorry, I missed that, man.
Well, I'm not. You don't have to apologize. I'm just saying, hey, fun times be having.
I'm not apologizing. I'm sorry for myself.
Okay, apologize to you. Yeah. Okay. But yeah. Why don't we move on to our regular segments? Starting with Chase's classic album.
Yeah. And this week I have for us Zentric's Shattered Existence. Now, this was released in September 18th, 1989 on Road Racer Records.
Yes. Yeah.
And I noticed that whenever we bring up British heavy metal on this show, it's usually new wave or power metal. So I figured, why not give British thrash a chance?
Right? All we are saying is give Brit Thrash a chance. So corny, but so true. It's I want to talk on that very point because I think the British thrash scene for the longest time is really overlooked, and it's we talk, it's all about Germany or it's all about California, USA.
Yep.
Or maybe talking about how Canada is a hotbed of thrash, or different places like Brazil or whatever. But yeah, the UK seems to get short shrift, and honestly, there's a lot of strong bands, such as Zentrix, uh, and this is a cool record. More on that in a
Great
sec.
record, yeah.
Uh, but you know, they also had Cerebral Fix and Sabbath
Oh,
and Death Wish and Lawnmower Death and
Lawnmower Death.
My Beloved Hydravane and of course Onslaught and you know and Acid Rain, and there's actually there was a ton of it, but like for whatever reason, like it just kind of always gets treated as like second or third stringers at best. Um, there's cool stuff to dig up there. Check out some UK thrash stuff, guys. Funnily enough, Zentrix was sort of a bit of a blind spot for me. I only really knew like the Ghostbusters EP and you know, maybe a couple other songs I'd heard on comps. But this is really cool. It reminded me a little bit, I mean, vocally of Malaya Rage or
Oh, okay.
or Wrathchild America. It's sort of that vocal style. And
Okay.
you know, pretty strong, pretty strong, pretty decent thrash. What do you guys think of this record? What do you think of this band, guys?
Well, honestly, I listened to it like a bunch, wrote down my thoughts, and then I jumped on was what I usually do, and then I jump onto Encyclopedia Metallum, check out the reviews there because it is just a treasure trove of great, you know, just varied opinions. People really like to say that these guys are British thrash, or sorry, British thrash, British Metallica, and I'm like, I don't think that goes far enough because these guys are fun. So I'd say they're British Metallithrax.
Yeah. Well, I will say like
Yeah.
it's funny though because like I feel like Metallica and Anthrax are the two American thrash bands that are like most embraced by the UK. Because I especially,
Oh,
you know, it's like Metallica, it's a given, but like Anthrax, it's kind of like the humor in thrash thing is something I think that the Brits really glommed onto. Like you see it with Zentrix and obviously Lawnmower Death, you know, and
yeah.
so yeah, they kind of took it as like something a little tongue in cheek, uh, but but the
They
music, the playing
it,
is serious, you
it could
know.
be as simple as them liking Judge Dredd, even, you know? Like, oh, they love Judge
Yeah,
Dredd. Oh,
yeah. Well, there you go. Um,
uh, yeah, no, it's actually it's also because it hits on the Metallothrax kind of sound, I can think of a different way of addressing that. Just kind of an
no,
open,
that's great. I love that. That's so good.
but it's such an easy album to get into. I don't want to say it's entry level or baby's first thrash album or something like that, but it would make a good first thrash album for somebody.
well, and like,
And
there's nothing wrong with that because there's nothing weak about it. It's just like,
no,
so just because something is accessible doesn't
yeah,
make it poser or lame or phony or whatever term you want to apply. No, this is like, it's righteous stuff. It's good.
yeah.
I like this. Dylan.
Best tracks.
Oh,
Sorry, real trick. Favorite tracks: "Crimes" and "Heaven Sent," the closer on that.
yeah,
Mm.
Good stuff.
yeah. Dylan, what do you think of this record, man?
Uh, just real quick, I want to say Metallothrax. Like, can we get some creative minds out there to like make a fucking tribute band and call themselves that? Like, playing Metallica and Anthrax covers. That'd be awesome. Anyway, um, this shit, this shit rules. I heard this album I think a really, really long time ago, and I forgot about it.
Sure.
But returning to it was a lot of fun. I listened to it quite a few times. Um, this is great shit. I was getting heavy Testament the Legacy vibes from especially the opener of
Okay.
this album was giving me those vibes. But as I kept going, I was just like, damn, this is really reminding me of the Legacy a lot.
Hmm.
And that's not a bad thing. Who cares?
No, that album
Oh no.
rules. So yeah.
But yeah, and I just love, like, I was thinking about this. Every song on here just starts. And I love I love thrash songs that just fucking start. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind a long intro, a la Exodus No Love or Metallica
Oh,
Fight
I
Fire with
see.
Fire. I don't mind a long like intro that just like throws you off guard when you.
Oh. So you're talking about
But
like a melodic intro that goes from it, and then it kicks ass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of songs I like that are like that.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
don't mind that, but I really love an album where every song just fucking starts, and it starts with a killer riff. Like
Okay.
every song on here is great, very memorable. But some of my picks were the opener, of course, No Compromise, Balance of Power, and Reasons for Destruction. Those are my favorites on here. Really
Excellent.
good shit.
Yeah. Well, right on, dude. Yeah. Sounds like we all dug this record. You know, I liked it. You guys loved it, so that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Well, right on. Why don't we talk about Dylan's Demolition?
Yes, sir. My Dylan's Demolition this week is Dismember's demo, reborn in Blasphemy from 1990.
Yeah.
A quick little demo here, but short and sweet. Good stuff. We love Dismember. We love Dismember here. I don't know. I can't. In this house, we do. I can't speak for you guys, but I can't imagine someone not liking Dismember. What did you guys think about this?
I mean, Dismember rules. I mean, and this demo rips. I mean, they are. Honestly, I mean, a lot of people are willing to give it up to like the first couple Entombed albums as just like being like the pinnacle of Swedish death metal. But Dismember is always consistent. They've always maintained the Dismember sound, and I feel like they're the stronger contender. You know, as being pure for the genre. Yeah, Dismember is great, just great. And this demo is a perfect prime example of that. Chase.
Carnage, Unleashed, and Entombed. I mean, Dismembered. You know, like what are you going to say? It's all fucking gold. And
Yeah.
what was this, like three, 4 tracks? And yeah, it just sped right the fuck by.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's
it
a
was
3-tracker, but yeah.
definitely, dude, yes.
Yeah.
Recommend it.
Yes.
And this is one of those things like I hadn't heard this demo before, but I found it. I'm like, ooh, let's check this out. And I start it, and it's one of those ones where as soon as it starts, I'm like, ooh, like, ooh, yeah.
I like that. That's fun. That's good.
Yeah. Give this a shot. If you haven't
Yeah.
heard it.
So you didn't have to warm to this, is what you're saying. You just.
No. First 5 seconds, I'm like, yep. I picked it, and I didn't even listen to the whole thing, and I got done listening to it. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I picked it.
Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah, no, an excellent choice. Excellent choice. Good times, good times. Yeah, and I guess we can move on to Hardcore Hall of Fame. And this week I chose, Patterns of Force by Circle One from 1983. It's an American hardcore group. This band has a sound that I'm trying to like come up with a good comparison for. It's really good, and the energy I like the energy around this. It's unique, but like I don't know who to compare this to. It's so like it reminded me, or excuse me, it made me think of, not saying it sounds like, some of the more oddball stuff from like TSOL or Dead Kennedys or Dr. No.
Yeah.
But I really liked. It's like intense, but also like has a not softer, but a warmer edge to it. Maybe like 7 seconds, you know, because the vocalist is not a harsh voice. It's pretty open. But I like this a lot. I thought it was cool. And this is a band that people who are really into 80s hardcore are about. That's kind of, this is not like a surface level band. Like I had to dig deep before I came across Circle One. So. But what did you guys think?
Immediately, I was struck by the guy's voice. Like you've actually had a pretty good track record of putting up punk and hardcore guys that, like I said, don't do like the sneer voice.
Yeah.
The
That don't
British
do that. Yeah.
that don't do that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I wrote down it's still punk, or still punky, sort of still hardcore, but audibly legible. And then I went back and I read that again and went, fucking stoned am I? Audibly legible.
But here's the thing. I kind of like that. I think I'm picking up what you mean by that.
Okay, good.
And but I think what an interesting turn of phrase that is. I like that. But yeah, I because of the snotty sneery thing. Is why I don't pick 77 punk for this segment. I just don't.
And Mike, thank you for that.
Yeah. Dylan, what did you think of this record, man?
Yeah, another banger pick, man.
Yeah, thanks.
I really liked this. I mean, I don't have a lot of notes here because I was listening to this in my car. And
Sure.
I couldn't see what songs were playing as they were playing, but I liked every song on here, and I have to say, really great fucking riffs.
Yeah.
Here. Like some parts of this, like, I'm almost slamming into the fucking guardrail while I'm driving, headbanging because.
Yeah. Well, and
joking,
and here's the thing about that. I think that this is, how we talk about how like thrash metal, no matter how pissed off it is, it's always fun because there's something bouncy baked into it.
Yeah.
This is bouncy. It's not a thrash metal, but you could see like these guys playing with crossover or thrash bands and being accepted.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they ever did, or but yeah, it is bouncy but aggressive, and I'm like it was hitting all the right marks for me. So I like this.
Yeah, I thought it was very fun. I read a lot of the song titles before listening to the whole album, and I would like to go back and listen to the album again and read like the lyrics of each song, because I feel like the lyrics are probably important for some of these songs based on the titles. I don't want to just sweep it under the rug as fun. I'm sure some of this has some very profound meaning behind it, but it is good fun to listen to this. I was jamming out. Had a great time.
Yeah, and the thing is, 81 hardcore or UK 82, like the lyrics are not like gonna be about light fluffy stuff. It's really gonna be about things in society, man. And
we had a song on here called like Vietnam Vets.
Yep.
I really want to read the lyrics to that.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, cool, man. Sounds like another record we all liked. Yeah.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
Oh, you guys. I'll be accepting my bouquet. There we go. Okay.
We like to have fun here at Posers Must Die.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Song of the week. Let's hit our songs of the week, and I think Dylan's up first.
My song of the week is "The Curse"
by Long Knife.
From their 2022 album Curb Stomp Earth.
Yeah. Great record.
Long Knife here.
Yes, we do.
We've seen Long Knife.
We will see Long Knife again.
We will see Long Knife again when they come back, anytime, anywhere. Who care? Fuck, this song, I think this is my favorite song off of Curb Stomp Earth, The Curse.
Okay.
I just love that, like, that little piano, kind of creepy piano intro, and then just that, like, it's almost like a droney, kind of chuggy riff that they start playing when he starts singing the lyrics. And I'm not quite sure, I haven't actually read the lyrics, but I can hear them. Props to Long Knife for being a hardcore band. You can actually kind of just understand their lyrics. I mean, I guess if you're a metalhead, you're used to that kind of thing, and you can hear it. But I think this song's about mental illness, possibly.
I'm not sure.
Um,
I haven't read the lyrics.
I that's my guess. I'd have to look deeper into it, but whatever. What you know? What do you guys think?
I like this record. I like this song. I like Long Knife. They're great. They'll be playing a benefit show with The Accused and uh,
Yeah.
and Betrayer and Distest at the Twilight on January 24th. I think it's a Friday or a Saturday. Gotta be there. Gotta do it. That show's gonna rule. Um, I think that's gonna be our next opportunity to see Long Knife. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah. Chase, did you talk about this? Did you say anything about this?
Oh, well, yeah, let's see, what did I write here? Oh yeah, I was impressed because it was a hardcore band that knows how to mix bass properly. So
Mm.
whoever did that here, big thumbs up on there. I can actually hear you.
Thumbs up to the
And
engineer. All right.
but yeah, that alone, I was like, I'm impressed. And
Yeah.
I'm not on the Long Knife sleigh ride right now. Like I wasn't into them like you guys were, but this song put me on there. Well, it drug me behind it for a little bit, and then I
Oh,
caught up.
okay.
But yeah, no, good shit. I probably be looking into the rest of the album later this week.
Oh yeah,
So
man.
Dude, the album is killer. And they've got a couple of EPs too, so there's some more stuff out there to check out. Yeah, let's see. My song of the week. It's interesting that you made Sleigh Ride.
Speaking of sleigh ride.
I'm looking at my notes. That's probably what happened. That's probably what I saw.
Yeah, but interesting choice. Please pull it up, Dylan, if you would. So from Torture's 1989 album Storm Alert is the song Sleigh Ride, Slay Ride, and it is a Christmas thrash metal song. It's about a malevolent Santa, and it contains the lyric, "It's a fairy tale at lightning speed."
Oh my god, yes.
Uh,
Oh,
like I love that, but like this kicks ass. Really, an obscure band that has kind of been like unearthed. Like, oh, I love how people like discover these in the delete bin or like, oh, whoa, and then it's like some forgotten masterpiece. And I think this is one of those bands. I don't know what the status of if they're active or anything, but yeah, check out Torture. What did you guys like this song?
I loved it. Oh my god. Yeah, I was not familiar with Torture at all. I'm not that cold, I'm not that underground. But I am on board. I am ready. Hook me up to the fucking chair, dude. Torture me. I don't care. I want to hear it. I'm
Yeah.
down. Also for this was like, I don't know how to say it, but it was like brutal with 2 zeros before brutal was a thing. Like it just got like it also has like green jelly vibes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and it's like it has this sick riff
Yeah.
that's like this is, and you would think this is really simple, common sounding riff, but it's like dun 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 dun, and it just works.
Yeah.
That's just like super thrashing. Um, but yeah, I really I like this a lot. They have it's either another album or an EP also that precedes this record, and I think that's the entirety of their catalog, but outside of demos. Yeah, dude, Torture's a cool band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
This is an example of what I was talking about earlier with like a song with a long intro.
yeah.
I was like, I'm sitting there grinning as this intro is playing, waiting for it to like hit the metal. I'm like, okay, here it comes. Here it comes.
Well, and it's
Um,
oh, go ahead. Well, they kind of
well,
pull
this. Go ahead.
the accept trick when accept on Fastest Shark. It's like you hear like
Yeah.
the sample from like a polka record or something. And this, it's like they sampled like a children's Christmas record or something,
Yeah.
and then it like and then it cuts off and goes into the thrashing, It's so kick-ass. Just love it.
Is this the first song on the album? I don't think I
It's
looked.
not. It might.
Okay.
I can't remember. It might open side B. I'm not sure. But no, it's not the album opener.
Track 3.
Track 3. Okay.
Okay.
There we
Okay.
go. See, I didn't even remember.
Thank you, Chase. Yeah, there's a song by a band called Darkness.
Oh yeah, the German
and
thrash band Darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thrash band Darkness, and they have an album. I forget what the album is called. God, it's been so long since I've heard it. But the cover is like a policeman aiming a gun at a guy over the hood of a car, and the first track on the album is killer, but it starts with like a nursery rhyme ass song, and it's like 2 minutes long, and then the fucking heavy thrash metal starts.
Oh, weird.
And it's the first song on the album.
It's 2 damn long.
This reminded me of that. That's why I'm wondering if it's the album opener, because it's like I'm just wondering if it's like that, where it's like they're trying to trick like pearl clutching parents that listen to it, to make sure it's okay for their kids.
Oh, this torture is
like
fine.
baby music. This is okay.
Right.
I'm sure
Well, it's fine.
Yeah.
Can we talk? So yeah. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've listened to Darkness, to be perfectly honest. So I don't know that record. I don't think. But I just want to take a look at the album cover here. It looks like, you see the floating tree head thing? It's like we have a woodland version of Zardoz, going across like, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I love that there's a weird thing about this album cover. Also, somebody like did like a weird effect up in that right hand corner to make it look like it's like sunken in.
You're looking through a window.
Yeah.
So weird.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. All right, out the window to see the Zardoz tree and the wasteland. Okay, yeah. But yeah, what a weird record, or cover, but yeah, I don't know. I really like this song. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Good
song.
It's been a Christmas staple for me for a bunch of years now. Oh, and Chase, did I play it for you the other day when we were in the car? I think.
When we were on the way home from Exodus, yeah, I got to hear it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Why don't we go to Chase? How about your song of the week?
Well, if you insist. Okay, so mine is off of Majestica's 2019 album Above the Sky, and it is a cover of the main theme from Spaceballs.
There you go.
And it is glorious. I
Hell
love it.
Yeah.
Spaceballs is one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time. I love Mel Brooks in general. And the story behind this one is pretty much the same as the story as last week. I watched the movie and it was in my head, and I was like, I wonder if anybody did anything involving Spaceballs. You know how like you get into something and you're like say Warhammer, and you're like, oh, they're songs about Warhammer or whatever, and there's a ton of those. But yeah, Spaceballs, for whatever reason, wild hair at my ass. Spaceballs, does anybody talk about that? Ding. What? I'm mad.
Well, okay.
Power metal. And it is glorious. I already said that. It is what it is. I love it. What'd you guys think?
Dylan.
I normally do not like stuff like this, but I really liked this. I very much enjoyed it. This is one of those songs that I was laughing at, I was laughing with this song, if you will.
Yeah.
I was not laughing at it. This gave me joy. I liked it. I loved all that synth shit in there. And yeah, I mean, this is not normally the kind of thing. I don't really like power metal. Kill me. But this is good. Great pick. Great pick.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna be the Grinch here. I don't have like the connection with Spaceballs. I think I've never seen the whole thing. Like I've seen it like pieces of it on TV, and metal band covering like a silly song from a movie is just very tedious for me. So it was not for me. It was not for me. And I like, I do like power metal. Not all of it. Not as a blanket statement, but yeah. I find a lot of power metal enjoyable.
And sorry, since we were talking about Christmas, you were talking about Christmas music a minute ago, and on the way home from the Exodus show during that same the playlist you had, there was another Majestica song. It turns out they have a whole Christmas album.
They
Just full
do.
of Christmas.
And I didn't
Yeah.
know that. I thought it was just the one song. So I did save that on my phone, the record, and I'll be listening to it. You know, Rob Halford has 2 Christmas albums,
I did not.
and I've not listened to them, but I'm going to give them a listen.
I think that might be.
Yeah.
Good.
So here's the thing: when it comes to Christmas metal songs, I'm kind of like I don't tend to go in for ones that are just metal versions of classic carols. I'm not into that.
Yeah,
But original songs, original Christmas themed songs that are metal, I go for. So like the song I chose today, and there are other ones. I'm not going to mention them because they might be Song of the Week picks for the remainder of this month. Bing. So, but yeah, yes. So I guess it's time to talk about some upcoming shows. And as I go through these, guys, please chime in on like, ooh, I'd like to go to that. Maybe I'll be going to that if you are gonna or wanna. So first up, we have coming up this very Friday, the 13th, at the high water mark, which is practically our base of operations, it feels like. Oxygen Destroyer will be headlining over Contusion, Sun Eater, and Casket Flesh. And that's going to be a solid evening of death metal.
I would like to do that.
I'll try. I'll see if I can. I would like to see Oxygen Destroyer again. They kick ass.
Yeah. And I have, I had to miss the last time they played. I have not gotten to see them yet, but everybody raves about them. I've enjoyed the albums, and I think it'll be really fun. I am going to be trying to hit this one. I'm almost 100% sure I'm going to be at this show. And the following evening, there's a couple of shows going on. The first of which is at the Twilight. I almost said the Tonic, which has been gone for years. At the Twilight, metalcorers who chase us scene, Von Doom are headlining over Maseroth, Graveburner, and I have to look at my notes. I can't read that. And Before the Fallen. I think all those bands are death metal or death metal-ish. And that's happening. If you want another death metal evening after the night at the high water mark. Wow, I am stumbling today. This is there for you. But the other show that's happening is a little more to my liking, a little more of my bag. Millions of Dead Cops and Sidewalk Slam with Rendered Useless and Gas Food Lodging will be playing at the Hallowed Halls. And I love MDC. This is a no-brainer for me to go to that. You give me a choice between death metal and punk or thrash, and I'm going to choose punk or thrash every time. But not that I don't like death metal, because I do. But this is way more the energy that I am chasing. So MDC rules. That's going to be awesome. What were you saying, Dylan? I'm sorry.
I'm definitely interested in this. I want to see MDC.
Man, they're awesome. And Sidewalk Slam are great too. So like that's
yeah.
Yay! I always like it when it's more than one band I like, plus a couple bands I don't know that I can check out. So that should be solid. It's an wait, this is 21 and over. Usually Hallowed Hall shows are all ages, but not this one. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be dope. Let's see. And then on December 22nd, so it's a bit into the future. Morning High, Baby Megadeth will be playing with Alaskan hard rockers Wayward Shot at the Polaris Hall. And I am 100% going to be there. Give me a chance to see a young thrash band. I'm going to show up. So that's going to be happening. If you like thrash metal, show up to this, man. We will rage. I have never been to the Polaris Hall. Jason, who is a friend and who has been to many shows. He said to me, I have never been there. So this is not a place known for metal shows. So let's show up and tell them, like, hey, if we show up in numbers, maybe they'll have more metal shows there. I think sometimes it works that way, right? You know? So that's a thing. Let's see. And then getting close to the end of the year, December 27th at the Kenton Club, we're going to see, or I know I'm going to go, Hog, Magenta, and Time Rift are going to be playing. This is going to be a nice evening of heavy rock. Really cool. I saw Hog over the summer. They're rad. I've checked out Magenta and Time Rift. Time Rift is really cool. So that should be a dope show. Magenta is like a female kind of God, again, kind of acid rocky, kind of a heavy rock group, kind of cool group. So that should be cool. Like a female MC5. That's a good. There you go.
Okay, there we are.
Yeah. So yeah, should be cool. I'm definitely gonna be at that. That's gonna be great. Hog is a dope band. Let's see, and then I don't have a flyer for it yet, but I do want to mention our friends in Atomic Terror are going to be opening for Metallica tribute band Blistered Earth at Dante's, and that's going to be December 28th. I didn't have a flyer to include it in this, but that's going to be there, and I'm going to try to make it to that. That should be fun. We go see Metallica tribute. We're going to know all the songs, you guys. So
this comes off with Saint Anger.
I don't know. I have a feeling they're probably not going to be playing Saint Anger songs. But, well, then that's the perfect time to go to the bathroom. Take a good, long, beautiful shit. But, sorry. God, that's so bad.
Song up with a big, long, beautiful shit. I'm like, well, maybe.
And a big, long, clanging snare drum. But anyway, there's that. New Year's Eve, December 31st, Stainless. Los Angeles, Stainless, our local traditional heavy metal group, along with Hadean, also from Portland, with Saber from LA, who are really fun heavy metal, very cool. They kind of remind me of that band Victim. You ever heard the band Victim? He's a victim, you're better off dead. Da, 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 da. I put the song in the Discord. Everyone watching is knowing this song, and you're just not. So that's fine. But anyway, they kind of remind me of that band, which is, and I mean that in a yes. So that's a thing. And then, interestingly enough, 3 days later, it's going to be now moved to this was originally going to also be at the Hawthorne Hideaway, but they moved it to the Shanghai Tunnel because reasons. But Silver Talon, Saber again, but they're from LA, visiting Portland, and Manthus, our pals, are going to be playing, and that I'm going to be attending both these shows. Saber are going to be playing 2 entirely different sets, so it's like you're going to want to, if you like Saber, you're going to want to show up to both. I think they're going to be kind of previewing a lot of new material from their upcoming release. They've got an album coming out very soon. So yeah, or another album coming very soon.
Dude, I'm gonna have to try to be at this one. I've missed the last 3 Manthus shows.
And you love them. You are the biggest fan of that band on this show.
Every one of them has just been very bad timing.
Yeah.
I really hope I can make it to this one.
Yeah.
Crossing my fingers.
Yeah. Speaking of debuting new material, well, not new, but I forgot to mention, Saturday night when Atomic Terror played, they played the new album, Endless War, in its entirety. So
fuck yeah.
Several of the songs got their live debut. They had not been played live before. So that was really cool. So yeah, they played the Endless War front to back, and then played a handful of tracks from the EP and the first album. So that was special and cool, and we love those guys. Continue to support them, Portland. They are great.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got for this, guys. Chase, you want to hit us for the sign off?
Okay. Thanks for. You know what? There's no time. It's time to run or fight off the strike of the beast.
Yay!
Like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, we love that. We love Exodus, and that does not suck. Awesome. Hey, thank you guys, and good night.